Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Gary Hibner and welcome to this channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Aria Pro J Series 30-inch baritone. So this is a 30-inch baritone, which means we can tune down really low, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video. This came stock tuned to B standard, but I've thrown on some heavier gauges and have tuned it down to drop E. So let's first take a listen what this sounds like within a full mix, and then we'll go through the specs and talk about the guitar a bit more. Okay, so that's what it sounds like within a full mix. Now let's dive deeper in and take a look at the specs on this guitar, and I'll talk more about some of the features and what I really like about it. But first, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Aria Guitars for sending me this guitar so that I can review it. I've actually had my eyes on this baritone for a few years now, and I must say this is a super underrated baritone. So let's go through some of the specs and I'll talk about why this thing is super underrated and you should be definitely checking it out. And just to interject here, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Now let's jump back in. So looking at the specs, this is a poplar body with a maple neck and a rosewood fingerboard. It's got a 9.5-inch fingerboard radius with 21 frets and a nut width of 42 millimeters. As I mentioned, the scale length is 30 inches, and then it's got some Alnico 5 pickups in the neck and the bridge. So there's a humbucker in the bridge position and then a single coil in the neck position. And I gotta say, these are medium output pickups which sit really well with low tunings. Then you got a volume and a tone control, a 3-way pickup selector, and what's really neat is this tremolo bar that's on the guitar, because you can really do some fun things with this and low tunings. Like I said, it came stock tuned to B standard. It had a set of 13 to 62 strings, but I've taken this down to drop E with a set of 17 to 80. Now this color model is the see-through vintage white. Now I really like this because it's got this really nice finish where if you look really close you can see bits of the wood grain coming through in the color. Now there's two other colors, you've got a black and then a 3-tone sunburst. And what's also really neat is the access to the truss rod here with a spoke wheel. So this makes it really easy to adjust the relief on the neck by just getting in over here. Okay, so that's the specs on this guitar. Now, like I mentioned, it is a 30-inch baritone, but I've got to say this thing feels really short for a 30-inch. And that's because with the bridge, they've pushed the bridge all the way back over here so that the neck doesn't feel like it's stretching all the way out over here. For example, I'll just give you a little comparison here. This is the Aria 30-inch next to my 30-inch baritone. And check this out. This is the guitar next to my Warmoth conversion neck, which is a 28.75-inch scale length. So it actually feels shorter than that guitar. So that's really one of our big pluses with this guitar. I don't have really long arms, so that reach with a 30-inch can sometimes feel very long, but with this guitar, it actually feels more like a sort of 27-inch with that reach, with that bridge pushed all the way back. And one of my other favorite features on the guitar is the inclusion of a trem bar. Now, you can do some real fun things with this and some low tunings, so I'll give you some demonstrations over here. So like I said, you can really have some fun with this trem bar, for example, like this. Now let's go through the pickups and see what these sound like with some clean tones and some high gain. Okay, so let's first take a listen at the clean tone. So I've got the guitar in the bridge pickup, and then for the clean tone, I'm using STL Tone Amp Hub with the Raven amp and a bit of reverb. And it sounds like this. And then in the middle pickup position. And then finally in the neck position. And then for that playthrough, I added a bit of shimmer reverb with some analog delay, and it sounded like this. Now let's take a listen to what it sounds like with some high gain. So for the amp tone, I'm using the Otto Audio 1111, and it sounds like this. The middle position. And then finally, the neck position. So that is the pickup positions going through the clean tones and the high gain with the different pickup positions. So I had a lot of fun with this guitar. It's very comfortable to play. I really like the neck profile. I like the reach of this 30-inch where the bridge is pushed back so it doesn't feel very far. And I really like this color. So like I said, this is the see-through vintage white. I'm a big fan of white and black guitars, but this is just a bit off-white, so it's something different in the collection. And I gotta say the build quality is great on this guitar. So if you're looking for a 30-inch guitar, I'd highly recommend this. And obviously with this 30-inch scale length, you could tune down really low. I've taken it to droppy, but you could go even low if you slapped on some thicker gauges as well. So that is the Aria Pro J Series Baritone. I've had a lot of fun with this guitar, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a 30-inch scale baritone where you want to tune down low. So let me know in the comments what you think of this guitar and if you're going to be grabbing one, or else that's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one.